Then they cry unto the Lord in their trouble, and he saveth them out of their distresses. He sent his word and healed them, and delivered them from their destruction. Oh, that men would praise the Lord for his goodness, and for his wonderful works to the children of men. Psalms 107:19. The next story is about J.C. Penney when he cried out to the Lord at the Battle Creek Sanitarium. The story is about 4 minutes, and quite often it tears me up, and I try to resist it. All right, here we go. James Cash Penney received a miracle of healing at the Battle Creek Sanitarium. As told in his autobiography, 50 Years with the Golden Rule, Mr. Penney lost more than $40 million in the financial collapse of 1929-1932. Most of these funds were lost in attempting to save other companies and philanthropic programs that were facing bankruptcy. What crushed him most were the vicious attacks on his moral responsibility and cherished reputation. Though still chairman of the board of the J.C. Penney Company, at 56, he was almost broke. The fruits of a lifetime of labor had been swept away in a few short months. His wife and children had already been sent to Arizona with grandparents because there were no funds to care for them at home. This is J.C. Penney. Penney, now near physical and nervous breakdown, was scheduled to speak at a noon luncheon in Battle Creek, Michigan, where he met an old friend who was a staff physician at Battle Creek Sanitarium. Mr. Penney asked to be examined, and it was discovered that his whole right side was aggravated with a severe case of shingles, besides other indications of a very sick man. The physician admitted him to the sanitarium with day and night nurses attending him. One of Penney's chief worries was that he did not have enough money to pay for the medical services. But who would believe him? He's J.C. Penney. Besides, the thought deepened that he was coming to the end of his life. On that fateful night, he was overwhelmed with the feeling that he would not awaken to another day. Things that he wanted to say to his wife and children, he wrote down in what he thought would be his last letter to them. After sealing the envelope, he turned out the light, knowing that in his exhaustion, he would not be alive in the morning. But he recalls that in that early morning hours, when he awakened, it was a strange kind of surprise. He was not pleased. He felt restless and apprehension. Vaguely, he thought of breakfast. Wandering down the hall toward the dining room, he felt enclosed in an immense loneliness, but the dining room was not yet open. He stood in the hallway in an emptiness that seemed to me to have no horizon, said Mr. Penney. But then occurred the miracle of Christian grace of godly men and women. Up the corridor drifted the lines of an old familiar hymn. Be not dismayed, whate'er betide, God will take care of you. Penney found himself moving slowly towards the sound. The music and words became clearer. All you may need, he will provide. God will take care of you. Lonely and sad from friends apart, no matter what may be the test, God will take care of you. He found the chapel door and sank into a back seat. Lean, weary one, upon his breast. God will take care of you. Quietly, one of the workers read a passage from the Bible. Come unto me, all ye that are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Penney groaned freely and without effort prayed, Lord, I can do nothing. Will you take care of me? Suddenly something happened. I can't explain it, he said. I can only call it a miracle. I felt as if I had been instantly lifted out of the darkness of a dungeon into warm, brilliant sunlight. I felt as if I had been transported from hell to paradise. I felt the power of God as I had never felt it before. I realized then that I alone was responsible for all my troubles. I knew that God, with his love, was there to help me. From that day to this, my life has been free from worry. The most dramatic and glorious minutes of my life were those I spent in that chapel that morning. God will take care of you. From that moment, I began to improve. When Christian nurses, physicians, and other health workers sing and pray, a shaft of hope enters the dismal halls of pain and despair. There is nothing like it anywhere. No painkiller, no sedation could restore a man like J.C. Penney to hope and new life. But a Christian hymn, a few biblical verses, and dedicated hearts could. Try it. Someone may be listening who may have written his last letter. Oh, that was a beautiful story, wasn't it?